Tonight, the world continues to remember former President Jimmy Carter and the difference he made during his political career and after. I want to get you right out to my co-anchor, Jonathan Martin, who is live for us from the Carter Center tonight. Jonathan, people have been paying their respects over the last couple of days. What have you seen today?
You know, Angelina, it's hard not to notice just the sheer diversity of people who are showing up here outside the Carter Center, people bringing by all types of things, gifts, candles. As I mentioned earlier, yesterday, we were seeing some of the things like peanuts and peaches, really a testament to Mr. Carter and the legacy he leaves. People not just showing their support here in Atlanta, but really beyond in Americus, Georgia, in his hometown of Plains and across the nation's capital. And we've been talking for the last couple of days about worldwide impact. Listen to this. We learned online on a tribute page for Mr. Carter, some 127 countries, 12,000 people from 127 countries have been offering their condolences. That is what you call worldwide reach and impact. I know a lot of you have been asking how you will be able to pay your respects, how you will be able to be a part of some of the services. So tonight we have live team coverage for you, giving you every detail of everything that's going on from here in Atlanta to Washington, D.C., and again back here in Plains, Georgia. We're going to start with 11 Alive Savannah Levens in Americus, which is about a 20-minute drive from Plains. Savannah, I know you've been speaking with the CEO of the hospital there at the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center. What are you learning today?
Well, we know that everything will kick off 10:15 Saturday morning when the president's casket will be brought out of the hospital doors right behind me here. His current and former Secret Service detail serving as pallbearers, and that will mark the official start of the funeral procession. With a world of options at his fingertips, President Jimmy Carter chose over and over again to receive his medical care near his childhood home in the small town of Americus at Phoebe Sumter Medical Center. CEO Carlisle Walton says even with Secret Service pressure and private backdoor entrances, the president was never one to demand a low profile.
He was never the traditional politician. He was just Jimmy Carter, the person. And he just wanted to say hi, and people would chat with him, and the doctors are saying, okay, we need to examine you, sir, and get you taken care of.
Phoebe Sumter is where the president first entered hospice care and where Mrs. Carter's funeral procession began too.
One of the legendary stories is that Miss Roslyn always wanted to be with him when he was in the hospital, because they said whenever it was not required, we never slept apart. One of the singular honors of my life will be that, one day he asked me to pray with him when he was here in the hospital.
Mr. and Mrs. Carter were not only patients, but also longtime donors to and advocates of the hospital. When a tornado decimated the facility in 2007, the Carters helped rebuild it into the campus it is today, and their support never wavered.
When he was diagnosed with cancer, for example, the local folks started a fundraising campaign to support the treatment that he needed, and he directed some of those funds that were raised towards the Phoebe Cancer Center because he wanted local health care to be available for those who needed it.
Tell me about what it's like being the temporary resting place for President Carter now.
Can think of no greater honor.
What do you think President Carter's legacy is? How would you summarize it?
For me, a life well lived, an inspiration. And if I can just, in my life, capture a microcosm of the difference he has made around the world, then I can say that I had a life well lived too.
Mr. Walton does say that they have a private space here at the hospital for the Carter family to visit the president here this week before everything starts on Saturday. He is also being guarded 24/7 by his Secret Service detail by his side until the very end. Live in Americus, Savannah Levens, 11 Alive News.
Great to hear that he kept that same Jimmy Carter spirit, as we have heard from so many people, and even in his final and toughest days. Savannah, thank you so much.